Thank you all for coming. Thank you all who have tuned in and joined with me for another phantasmic show we're doing. This will be, I guess, this will be the first episode of the Gcast series. I'm definitely sure I'll be doing more after that. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest for the night. He's a talented dude. He's helped me with a lot of projects. He's also a really great musician. So please, everybody, give a great hand clap to the man. Oh God, he's already playing music. Please give a warm welcome to the man, the myth, the legend himself, TrickyLoki.
Oh, hello.
Hi, hello, yes, hello, welcome to the Gcast, dude.
Glad to be here. I guess. How did I get here again?
I invited you with magic and whatnot. I also bribed your agent to bring you here. But yes, welcome to the very first episode of the Gcast.
Ah, I see. It's this production value.
Yes,
You really see every cent in it.
Yes, I paid about a bajillion Robux to get this studio. But yeah,
Alrighty.
welcome. This is gonna be a little series I'm gonna be starting to do. Basically podcast, but talk show, Saturday Night Live style. You know, that same old usual. And basically, we can pretty much do what we usually do in podcasts. We talk about certain topics and whatnot. Talk about what we do with our
Hopefully not
lives.
like the old podcasts.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, I'll try something different. But I guess to start us off, we can talk about the first topic on hand. What it is we're doing during this whole corona thing, how we're handling it. I know it doesn't affect a lot of people, like in certain states. Some people can still go outside just fine. But as for us, what is it doing to us? So I'm gonna ask you first. How's the virus holding up for you, dude? Like, what's going on your end?
Honestly, it hasn't really impacted my life. The only thing it's really impacted is how stressful work is. But that's mostly just because I think we're really late to the party. Because I think most of the hubbub was at the very start, and now it's just kind of like, um, it's just, I don't know. It feels a lot like unnecessary work
Mm-hmm.
for that. For the most part, my typical schedule hasn't really suffered too much because I do most of my work from home, so I'm pretty much just sitting fine. These days, I'm just doing. If I'm not working on my band stuff, I'm working on the Big Fate project. I'm working on whatever spin-offs you decide to throw at me every now and again, because I know you like to do that.
Yeah.
What else is there? I just recently got hired to be a new singer for a new project.
That's awesome.
I still have my audio producer job at the game studio, so that's been interesting.
That's cool.
So, yeah, life has been very, very busy for me in the last year. It is. I've almost never really even considered Corona the thing that bothers me the most. It's just the fact of what am I going to wake up tomorrow and do next is the issue.
Ah. Well, unfortunately for us Californians, we have to suffer staying indoors 24/7. Well,
Oh yeah,
most of us.
don't you guys have it like really bad over there or something?
Yeah, apparently we got like a lot of cases over here. It's like just a big oof. We were supposed to actually it was supposed to end in June, but then it got moved to July 4th, funny enough. But the moment more cases started, it got really bad, so now we're kind of just waiting for the next deadline, I guess. But as far as like activities and stuff, we used to have curfews actually, funny enough. Yeah, people who would go out during the day, they have till like 9 o'clock to get home. I mean, like not like they're gonna get like arrested or something, but like they're just gonna get told, hey, go home immediately. But now curfews ended to where now we can go home by 11, I believe. But as far as daily life goes, a lot of stores have like these really long lines, especially Walmarts. I
Oh
remember
God.
I remember one time we went to a Walmart and there was like this really long line going like around the corner, I believe is what happened. And that's the case for like a lot of stores these days. So now we got to form lines. Everybody has to wear a mask or else they're not going to be able to do anything in general. But I think the one thing that seems to be normal-ish because of this virus is as far as you know, I do live streams for my church, and
Oh, yeah.
every Sunday and Wednesday we still do streams, and it's pretty normal. But the only difference is we don't have anybody in the church building besides us, so it's literally a giant empty building with only a few people there, at least 10 people. And as far as like what we do, he preaches a lesson, and he has a certain time we get out, and yeah, that's pretty much how our days work when we're out at the church, at least. But as far as my days go now, I'm kind of just at home, and now I can do stuff like this without work in the way.
No, it's weird that you mentioned curfew because I always forget. We don't have it nearly as bad as here, but that's kind of the one benefit you have with being in the middle of the country. Nothing was really out here. But I know Kansas City is stuck. I know like the actual like full on Kansas City area. Not where I'm in. I'm outside it, but that whole like city limit, it's like I know there's a curfew, and I even remember one of my coworkers went to protest at some point where I guess the whole thing was going on. I'm not gonna get into that because that's the last thing I want to get into on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I just remember that was the whole thing, and that was the one story when I heard about it. I was like, oh, right. Casey has a curfew. That's a thing now.
Yep.
The thing you hear about in movies is finally happening.
It's finally starting. We're one step closer from zombie apocalypse. I'm calling it now. Calling it now. Zombies tomorrow. Everyone start bunking up. Start barricading your windows. People are gonna turn into zombies. I'm calling it now. If it doesn't happen, 2020 really is a disappointment.
You mean it isn't already? Let's not lie to ourselves. This year, I feel like we have hit. I gotta say, I can't say exactly when it happened, but it's hard to say that any year is a disappointment. At this point, I like to think that we have already busted through the bottom of the barrel, and right now we're just seeing how long it takes for us to get to China. That's how low. That's how through the bottom of the barrel we are.
Yeah, pretty much at this point. But other than the bad, to change topic now, I guess because of this whole quarantine thing, a lot of animated movies are coming out these days. Yeah, Warner Brothers, as anyone else knows, has recently wrapped up their DC animated universe they were doing with Justice League Dark War Apocalypse. You and I watched that with Codename about a few weeks ago. And funny news about that, I think I've talked to you about this, but the point of that film was to basically kill off the DCAU, basically, so that they could retry, because unfortunately those movies were not making as much money as their live action films and such. And especially with Scoob being the biggest case, because that was supposed to be a theater release, and unfortunately, due to the virus, they had to leave it directly to digital, so people had to order it online to watch it. And I don't know how many people watch it. I know a good number did, because a lot of people were hyped up to see the movie, but some weren't.
I mean, it's ScoobyDoo. I mean, regardless of what you think, I feel like if you're a diehard Scooby-Doo fan, even if you know at the bottom of your heart this is going to be bad, a part of you is telling you, like, you have to see this. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's Scooby-Doo in 2020. It's, funny enough, the only person from the old cast is fucking um,
Scooby.
Fred Welker.
Yeah.
Right? Is it Fred or Frank?
Yeah, it's Fred Welker. Or Frank
Okay.
Welker. I can't remember. I just know he's both Fred and Scoop. That's it.
I'm gonna hate myself because I know people are screaming at me already for forgetting. I know it's one of the two, but he also voices Fred in almost a bunch of stuff too. So I mean, I guess that might be why. But yeah, no, it just blows my mind to think how different of a cast and story this was. Granted, I've already said my P's and Q's on this just because. It was God, was that movie a tragedy?
I mean,
but that does kind of surprise me that I mean, I guess it's not so surprising when you say it out loud, but to think that animated movies are coming out like left and right because of this, it's kind like it makes sense, but it's kind of like, huh?
I mean,
Okay.
I see this kind of as a win. I mean, don't get me wrong, Corona's a bad thing, but like the fact that more animated movies are starting to get like more attention because of this, I think that's kind of a good thing because for a long time now, studios who make animated content didn't really get as much attention as like live action shows would get. But now that like animated content is like pretty much the easiest thing to push out there, especially on streaming platforms, it's definitely getting a lot more attention than it should, especially with like shows like I can't think of one off the top of my head, but like recently there's this new show that came out. It's a Lego show, by the way, 2D animated.
Oh.
And it's called The Monkey Kid, which, not gonna lie, I'm really excited to keep watching because the voice cast is already like my most favorite. They got the voice actor for Sokka from The Last Airbender to voice the Monkey Kid, the main character. And they got Sean Schemmel, I'm sorry if I messed up his name, Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku, to voice the Monkey King. Ironically. So Son Goku is voicing Son Goku in Lego. But yeah, it was not only that, like, I'm a sucker for the art style they're using too, which is why it's the same as what they use for Rise of the TMNT, the action-packed kind of animation. I mean, the first two episodes, it kind of like, I won't lie, it kind of overused that style just a little bit, but I can tell, like, they're probably still getting used to what they're trying to do for this show. So I'm going to see what they come up with next for the next upcoming episodes. But yeah,
it's funny you bring up a Lego animated series because I remember one series I was out for a while. I never watched it to the end, and I never watched the movie that came out for it. But I remember watching it like every day after school while it was still airing, and it was like, I think the last thing I remember is like watching season 3 of it for a bit, and that was. Do you remember Lego Ninjago?
Oh my, dude, yes, bruh. Do you even gotta ask? Really? No, of course I remember that. I didn't get to watch the newer seasons, unfortunately. I kind of stopped where you stopped at like around season 3, but that was just because I just stopped watching cable after that. But like, the one thing I would definitely like turn on my television to watch was definitely Lego Ninjago. It was one of those shows that I was like, yo, this is cool. I like this.
If it wasn't Lego Ninjago, like the other show for me was the Total Drama Island franchise. Oh, the fact that they kept going is kind of incredible to me.
I believe they're supposed to be coming back soon. I mean, they already yeah, but they already technically did because they did like a spin-off show called I don't know what it was called actually, but it was like basically most of the old cast of the like the very first season of Total Drama were basically kids. That was a spin-off. They were doing like baby Total Drama.
Oh no, I remember that. Oh god, I remember seeing a little portion of that. That was so weird.
Yeah, but apparently rumors are spreading around that like an actual legit Total Drama show is supposed to be coming out pretty soon on Cartoon Network. Don't know when, Don't know what the plot will be, but apparently they will be using the island formula again. So we'll definitely be seeing like a cast of
Camp
characters.
Wawanakwa.
Yeah, basically. Don't know if Chris McClane, the man, the myth, the legend, will come back.
Okay.
Don't know who they're getting back, but I'm pretty sure.
I wanna ask you something because a long time ago I remember looking him up. I guess it wasn't that long, maybe a couple months ago. I remember looking him up. And I'm kind of sad that the voice actor for Chris McClane isn't in a lot more than he is. Because he has that voice that I think can work for, like, at least a lot of extras. He has that very chill guy kind of voice. And I remember really young. This was when, like, Total Drama first came out. Do you remember a show called 16?
Yes. Oh my dude, I was watching a couple clips of that yesterday.
There was a character, I think it was the skateboarder guy.
Yeah, he was the skateboarder
who shared the same voice, and I swear to God, every time he talked, all I could hear was, "Hey there, folks, I'm Chris McClane, and this is Camp Wawanakwa." I'm just like, oh my
God, I loved him in that show because they did this zombie special, which was like a...
That was the pilot, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it? No. I think it was a Halloween special because at that point they already established who the characters were, and
I could have swore that was like a Halloween special, but it was also like supposed to be like the pilot because if I remember correctly, it was after that the series started actually getting some ground or whatever.
Okay, no. It was not the pilot because I remember a good majority of the series.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah, no, I remember the pilot now.
Yeah. And I think that was probably like the one episode that definitely sold me on the show. Like I watched like a few, and then once I saw the Halloween special, I was like, okay, I definitely need to watch this because this is actually.
Didn't they make a really bad Abercrombie and Fitch joke in that?
Did they?
Wasn't it like Zombie and Stitch? Or am I thinking of a completely different thing where that is from?
You might just be, because the only thing I remember saying this is badass too was the Darth Vader kid killing a bunch of zombies with a toy lightsaber scene.
Oh God.
As a kid, I was like, yo, this is cool. I want one now. But yeah, that was a really good show, and I wish they would bring that back at least. I mean, not with the same characters,
the weird thing
but
is
like,
that I don't remember much of it, so I can't really attest to it.
I remember a good majority of it. I used to have like a DVD of it, and I would watch it on my free time, just whenever I wanted to. I would just put it in, and I would just watch it for like hours. Especially in days where I was just literally bored and had nothing else but ScoobyDoo Zombie Island to watch.
Oh God.
But yeah.
At some point, I do kind of, as much as I know it's going to cause me great torture, I do kind of want to satisfy my morbid curiosity and watch Return to Zombie Island.
You and I should watch it together because I have yet to see that one.
I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I remember, I know I showed Shion, and we both looked at each other, and as soon as we saw the trailer, we both immediately got upset because they completely retconned what made Zombie Island so good in the first place.
Yeah, they basically like try to establish a canon in it or something. I can't remember the exact details because I kind of wanted to forget the trailer. But now that we're going to watch it, I feel like we have to remember what it is I got mad about.
No, so the deal was that apparently they retconned the fact that they finally grew up and became too old to solve mysteries. And so they all got their own jobs and basically moved on with their lives. But because
it was Daphne's school
and,
project or something.
Job, they all get back together and they go on basically a mystery hunt all across America. That's at least in the original. But yeah, no, they retcon that by saying that it was Daphne's summer project or summer internship. And I'm just sitting here like, hey, what? The biggest insult is that they call it one of Mystery Inc.'s unsolved mysteries. I'm like, how is it you solved?
Now,
You practically had the whole mystery explained to you.
yeah, I don't know about you. I ain't no detective, but I think that case was solved. It was the cat people. I think
It was two ladies who survived a massacre who prayed to a god who turned them into werecats, and then they were cursed, and they just started eating people for the rest of their mortal lives.
Yeah. Yeah, that case was pretty solved. I don't know what the mystery was.
Yeah, well, I mean, the mystery was, up until that point, what's going on with the zombies, and
Didn't
why
the
is all
spirits
this weird
move
stuff
on?
happening? Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, once we figure out it's the cat people and kind of all that stuff, once the curse is lifted, yeah, the mystery is pretty much solved.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just sitting here like, well, first off, wow, you had an interesting. The name itself is like, hey, Return to Zombie Island. Oh, this is what are we doing back here? Did we forget something? Did someone lure them back and now we're reliving this nightmare all over again? From what I understand, from what I've seen, it looks like they are shooting a movie in the vein of trying to I honestly don't know. All I know is that for a good majority of the movie, there's a stunt double for Fred running around with them. And I remember when I saw his initial image, I was like, why does Fred's chin look so stiff? And then I realized, oh, that's not Fred.
So, okay, let me get this straight. So the movie is about somebody making a movie about the movie. Wait, I think I just confused myself.
I have no idea, honestly.
The movie is about them making a Scooby-Doo Zombie Island movie, is what I'm hearing.
That might be it, but you know what's going to be interesting if they actually bring him back?
Who?
What was his name? It's the one guy voiced by Mark Hamill. He's the dude with the pig.
The fuck? I feel like I know who you're talking to. I just don't know his name. He saved Scooby and Shaggy from a gator.
Here goes their big Mona away.
Yeah, that guy. What's his name though? What's his name?
Snakebite?
It might be Snakebite.
I remember it being a very odd name, and then it's like I'm pretty sure the pig is like his pet is like Rojo or Mojo or something.
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo.
All right. It looks like we're about to head to that time where our good friend Loki here will be performing one of his songs, or a few songs, or hey, covers too. So in the meantime, we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we'll be I guess we'll be getting ready for the show. I would say please wait for these commercials, but we didn't have time to set up commercials, so enjoy this BRB sign I set up. We'll be right back, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all again for coming to our show tonight. Today, our special guest that has joined us for our very first episode, as I mentioned before, is also a performer. Now please, take a moment, sit back, relax, and enjoy this man's great work at music, because, like I said before, this dude is really talented. So without further ado, please welcome TrickyLoki.
Just strike the match, send me ablaze. I can not take these whispers in my brain. I lay and wait for the demons to whisk me away. I just know one thing: this paranoia's killing me. They won't account, consultation they still won't count. Kill the pain they wait there for, you don't come out. Light the flame, just strike the match, send me ablaze. I can not take these whispers in my brain. I lay and wait for the demons to whisk me away. I just know one thing: this paranoia's killing me.
What's going on? Who's there? What are you? No. No. Stay back. I want you to stay back. Stop. Anybody? Help me. Stay away from me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone from me.
I want your right, I want your soul. You're no longer yours, not in control. Ain't the poison down and goes, washing down with chemicals, drowning in the overflow. Hear my screams on hell. Swallow pills they won't account, consumption they still won't count. Kill the pain they wait there for, you don't come out. Light the flame, just strike the match, send me ablaze. I can not take these whispers in my brain. I lay and wait for the demons to whisk me away. I just know one thing: this paranoia's killing me.
Woo! Thank you again for that, Loki, for that awesome performance. And thank you all for joining us tonight on the first and hopefully not the final episode of the G-Cast. We'll definitely do more of these. I don't have specific days where I'll do these, but if I do, I will definitely update you all when we do this again. But in the meantime, Loki, you have anything else to say to the lovely crowd before we go?
I still don't know why I was brought here. I just kind of agreed to everything. Do not take any of the sentiments I have shared as fact, and I will see you all in court.
Okay. Cool. I'm pretty sure I'll be hearing from your agent about this too pretty soon as well. So, thank you all again for coming along with us on this awesome first time to stream. I guess I don't really know what to say about this series other than I'm really excited to do more of these, and definitely excited for possible other guests I might have on this show, because again, this is just one of those things where I could literally talk to anybody about anything. And I don't want to edit as much either when it comes to these, so definitely going to post this on the channel as it is. So, thank you all again for coming in. Thank you again, Loki, for joining us and playing for us. And I will see you all next time.
Black and white.